And thank you, Mr. Secretary. General George, thank you. It's good to see you again. I know you have a soft spot, General George, for Fort Carson. It's also home, of course, to Pinyon Canyon Maneuver Site. And I want to talk about that for a minute. That's located 150 miles south of the main base. Pinyon Canyon, of course, provides the Army with significant strategic and operational value by serving as a critical training ground for large-scale force-on-force maneuver exercises. And however, as you know, large portions of Pinyon Canyon are restricted from military use because of a natural gas pipeline that runs right through the middle of the site. This pipeline is unnecessary and it's redundant to our power needs, and I'm glad to have your support in finding a solution to have it removed. In the meantime, can you describe for the committee the restrictions that this pipeline places on the Army's ability to train at Pinyon Canyon?
Okay, it's been a couple days since I've been out there, but yeah, I think it's privately owned.
It is,
and so it'll be up to and they're using, as far as when I was out there, they're using a pipeline. So when we would cross it, I would describe it more as it was an inconvenience when we were training. I mean, it's still a great training area that we were able to be down there. You had to cross in certain crossing points. It's a pretty vast area. So that was a challenge. Would it be better if the pipeline, wasn't there? Yes, it would be helpful.
Could we do live fire exercises there if we didn't have that pipeline?
Obviously not. You wouldn't do that. There is, I know that we have a sizable impact area down on Fort Carson. We could, obviously add that. But again, when we rack and stack things as far as cost, I'm not sure, that's where I would invest first.
Okay. I'm also very proud of the work that the 4th Infantry Division from Fort Carson, working with Northern Command, is doing down on the border to stop the flow of illegal immigration. We've heard a lot about that. I think it's great. It's important. We've seen what this administration's been able to do to stop the flow of illegal immigration, and the military support doing that, and some of the folks from 4th Infantry Division and Fort Carson doing that. Can you give me an update on their activities down at the border?
Yeah, I'm sure the Secretary will probably want to jump in too, but we're 2nd Brigade, 4th ID is down there. Every report we get, and we probably at least every other week I'm up on the net with the commander that's in charge down there, the division commander that's down there. We're also trying to, besides the great job that they're doing with that mission, we're also trying to be very focused on what we can do to update those units. And that's, they're doing a lot of the kind of missions that they would do, whether it was reconnaissance or guard missions. So we're also looking at how we can update their network, what we can do to provide them additional capabilities. So we're also looking at this as an opportunity that we can continually transform those units as well.
And I would just echo, I've been down to the border twice now, one when 10th Mountain took over the mission there. And talking to the law enforcement on the border, my experience from what they have said and what our soldiers have said is the mission is going well. They find it an honor to work with the law enforcement and provide support for them as they do their job. The Customs and Border Patrol have said the assets that the Army has been able to provide have made a big difference, and we're excited that our soldiers are down there and being supported.
And it's remarkable. Within months, we've seen a 97% reduction in the number of humans coming across that southern border. So, thank you for that. I won't have really much time on this, but Secretary Driscoll, I wanted to talk to you. Fort Carson, home of the 11th Expeditionary Combat Aviation Brigade, and that's one of 2 aviation brigades the Army's proposing to inactivate. And I've heard concerns that the Army Reserve Force structure could be unable to absorb the newly orphaned 11th Brigade personnel, resulting in a loss of technical skills and years of experience if they're forced to reclassify. Are you considering integrating these soldiers into training roles to keep them relevant and sharp if we need them for current and future requirements?
We have not heard of those concerns. We can absolutely follow back up with your office. And just to the broader point, as we are shuffling and reordering all of this, we realize this is a sacred responsibility to take care of those soldiers, and that they provide an incredible asset to our Army, and we are taking that into account.
Great, thank you.
If I could just jump really quick, Congressman, that is the idea. That's you know, one of those units is right there close to 4th Infantry Division and right close to 4th Cab, and we could use those pilots so that
Gentleman's
we're
time's
absolutely
expired.
gonna-
Chair, and I recognize the gentleman from California, Mr. Tran.
Thank you, Mr.